88.7, Adelaide's Coast FM.
You are, and we thank you so much for doing so. Well, we finished off the first bracket there with Russell Morris singing Hey Brother, which is a song that's tied up with Guitars for Veterans. So let's go to Melbourne and have a chat with David Cox. Good morning, David, and welcome to Coast FM.
Good morning, Roy. Good to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you. Now, tell us about that song by Russell Morris first up.
Well, Russell Morris, we asked him if he'd like to do the Hey Brother song for our album, which is a compilation album, and Russell stepped up straight away, and he poured so much spirit and energy into that song. No matter how many times I hear it, I still sort of get shivers. It's just a fantastic version of that song done by the Wolfe Brothers.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Now, tell us about the project, Guitars for Veterans. It's an unusual concept, I think, but just explain what it's all about there, David.
Well, the bottom line is music therapy and helping veterans deal with PTSD and other stress-related injuries. So what we do is we basically we gift a guitar and 10 lessons to a veteran, and we get them in a course, and we get them going to teach them how to play the guitar. And music therapy is well recognised as a great way to sort of deal with PTSD. So it's a proven formula. We had Deakin University do a study for us, and they found that up to 40% it can actually help and deal with some of the issues of PTSD and give people perhaps a new path forward. So playing music is, it's a good feeling. It's something you can do in teams with other people, so it's a very good thing to do. So we find that music is a great way forward. Rather than drugs and other therapies, music is simple and is beautiful, and it's something you can share, or just sit on the back porch with the guitar and a cup of coffee, and that's a nice way forward. Yeah,
so you probably dealt with a lot of people with this post-traumatic stress disorder, David. Tell us, what are the symptoms? It's horrifying, isn't it?
Well, PTSD it manifests itself in so many ways. It's hypervigilance, it's fear, it's horror, it's lack of wanting to see people, it's withdrawals. It really shows up in so many ways, and we've seen it over the years. You know, the veterans over the years have suffered from this, and in the First World War, when that finished, they used to call it shell shock. Yeah. And the Second War, it was troppo. And in the 50s, it was, Uncle Jim was having a turn down the shed. So they sort of knew there was something going on, but it wasn't until really the Vietnam War era that people really analysed what mental health was about with PTSD. So it's really it's forefront in a lot of people's mind now. And it's not just the military; it's people who work in emergency service as well. They get traumatised by certain things, and so it's not easy to get rid of, and you need to find a way forward. And music, we find, is something that really does address PTSD in a very easy way.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And statistically, you probably don't know the exact amount, but it's a heck of a lot of veterans that come back from conflict and whatever that suffer from this, isn't there? It's a huge statistic.
Well, the statistics are in the 35 to 40%. Wow. Of people who served overseas and in some capacity come back with some element of PTSD. It can be severe or even minor. Yeah. So it's quite a high rate, and it's there, and it's something that we need to find a way forward as a community. So music is a good way.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. And as I say, music. I love music. Unfortunately, I missed out on my marble coming out in regards to Vietnam, so I was one of the lucky ones not to have to go to any sort of conflict zone. But I know people that have gone to the conflict zone, and as you say, they come back quite traumatised. So you're doing this for a great cause. So how does it all work, Dave?
Well, basically, we're contactable through our website, which is www.g4va.org.au, and then you can contact us there. Any veterans that are interested to participate, we will certainly talk to them. We can handle veterans all around the country. And the album that we're just talking about now, we've just released that. It's a promotional album. Every album we sell actually funds a lesson for a veteran. Beautiful. And you can find that on Bandcamp. So if you go to Guitars for Veterans Australia Bandcamp, you'll find our album Second Tour, we call it, and Russell's is the first track of 10, and there's veteran stories, there's Normie Rowe, There's some other great artists, Australian artists on there that have all donated their songs and their talent to help our cause.
Yeah, so we encourage anyone that can help, maybe buy the album, and there's also a bit of a chance to volunteer some help too as well, isn't there, David?
Yeah, certainly. Through the website, there's you can contact us, and if you want to help out in some way, we're certainly willing to talk and see what we can do. Because not only do we do the lessons to kick the veterans off, but following that, we have a thing called Coffee and Chords, where we gather veterans together in a place and gather around with a few guitars and sing a few songs and share a coffee and just communicate and share the power of music.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Getting people together, like-minded people together, and just sharing their stories, and that in itself is great therapy as well. And put a music at the end of it, it's even better. Fantastic.
Well, veterans are naturally team-based players, and they do like to work in a team. They wouldn't have joined up or been involved with the service if they weren't team players. And so what we try to do, just simply with music, just find another path to team up with other people and share the music and just go forward in another way. So it's a good thing, and music's free. Beautiful.
Yeah. And how do you find after 10 lessons, is there a bit of a competency there to play the guitar?
Well, 10 lessons is normally enough to give them 3 or 4 chords and a bit of a rhythm pattern, and enough to say, okay, look, we try and teach a couple of songs to the veterans, and then from there they can go forward themselves and have a look on YouTube or sit with others. Yep. But it's enough to just give them the basics, and they can either just stay there or if they want to move forward. We've got a few veterans now starting to write songs. So, there's a new path and there's a new direction, and that's really not what the album's about. We've got veterans on the album. Yep. We've written songs for the album. So there is a path in music, and we just want to kick people off and give them a new alternative to think about.
Yep. And you probably get a few bands being formed out of this as well.
Well, we hope so. I mean, it's, who knows? You get a couple together to start to play. They meet at a jam session, and next thing you know, they want to get something together, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a new team, and that's a very positive thing. Yeah. The thing with PTSD and veterans, the Australian veterans, twice the suicide rate for our veterans than the normal population. So there's something going on in there, and this is just a very simple community way to try to help.
Oh, well, it's a fantastic initiative, David, and I commend you for being a part of it. And just give us that detail again. If someone's out there listening who would like to get involved with this, either getting a guitar and some lessons or helping out, what do they need to do?
Well, basically 2 things. You can go to www.g4va.org.au. That's our website. Yep. And you'll see us there, and you can contact us. Or simply, if you want to buy the album, download it from Bandcamp, and every album we sell funds a lesson for a veteran.
Beautiful. And now, you're a talented man too. You've written a song and performing a song on this album, which we're going to play shortly. Tell us about this song that you've got.
Well, this song is really it's a tribute to the Dawn Service, and Dawn Service is very uniquely Australian. It's something that developed the post-First World War, where the troops used to, once they come home, they would gather as mates at dawn at Stand 2, and they just simply remember their mates and what happened. And then over the years, it actually evolved to families, and they used to bring flowers. And then in the mid-20s, that's when the government said, oh, this is a good idea, we better get involved with this. So it's a very much community-inspired thing. So Dawn Service is very sacred to me. I think those 25 minutes at dawn on the 25th, every Australian should experience that and take a child, because that's really, our country's built on sacrifice and service and giving, and it's just a few times just to remember who's actually done that. So this song that I wrote is called "Freedom's Not Free," and it's on the album.
Beautiful. Well, thanks again, David, for sparing some of your Monday, and let's hope the weather picks up a little bit and that wind stops blowing as vigorously and everyone gets their power back on.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Roy, and thanks for your support on this.
No, not a problem, mate. And as I say, thank you for sacrificing some of your, time to be diligent with this particular project, which is called Guitars for Veterans. And as I said, without the guys like yourself doing it, these veterans would probably go under the radar. So fantastic work, and keep it up, mate.
All the best. Thanks, Roy.
Thank you.